everybody. Today we're going to be talking about something that the sixth graders were talking about before our school closure, and that is surface area. Now, we were practicing things having to do with the area of rectangles and parallelograms and triangles. Today we're going to take the information that we know about finding the area of rectangles and we're going to apply it to our surface area. So you're going to go around your house and find anything that is shaped like a rectangular prism. And this can be done inside or outside. Today I'm outside just so that I have lots of space. I found some chalk. I have my rectangular prism. I'm going to trace the different faces of the rectangular prism. So I just started with my tissue box and I went around it. I rolled it over. I went around that face, that side of the tissue box. I rolled it over and continued. 4. I flipped it up to get number 5. Flipped it up the other way to get number 6. Because a rectangular prism has 6 sides. Now that I have my net drawn here, I'm going to tilt it down a little bit. Now I need to start figuring out the area of these different pieces, because if I find the area of each individual rectangle and I add them together, that will equal the surface area. So here I have a 10-inch ruler. I found it in my daughter's binder. I can lay it on the ground and I'm just going to round it a little bit. So this is about 9. This is about 4. So 9 times 4 is 36. I'm just going to write that in here. So this one rectangle would be 36 square inches. Now, this face is the same as this face. They're opposite. They are, parallel to one another. So I know that this one here is also going to be 36. All right. So here, this line is the same length as this one, so that would be about 9. I'm going to measure this direction. That is about 5, so 9 times 5 is 45, which means this one is also 45 square inches. I just have my ends left, so this length is about 5. This one is about 3. 5 times 3 is 15. Which means that this one is also 15. So now I'm left with my different areas. So I have 36, 45, 36, 45, 15, and 15. I know in my head that's 30, so I'm just going to put 30 down. So 6 and 6 is 12, 5 and 5, we get up to 22. I'm going to put down my 2, carry my 2. We have 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So when I add those all up, I get 192 square inches. So I could say the surface area of this tissue box, if I wanted to cover every side of it, would be 192 square inches. Let me show you something else inside. Okay, so I'm back in my warm house. Ooh, my cat's gonna try to come in. So I was thinking, what do I do if I don't have a ruler? Now, we can look at things that have a pretty standard measure and we can adapt to use those things. So I found just a piece of paper. It could be from your mail. It could just be, this was off of my printer. And I know that paper is 8.5 by 11. So I was thinking, how could I use this piece of paper to do some measuring? There she goes. She wants to be in the video too. So when I was young, I was taught that from this joint to this joint was about 1 inch. Now, I was thinking, how can I use this edge that's 8.5? Well, I could take off about 1/2 inch. So I'm just going to estimate to be about there. I'm going to trim that piece right off. Now I'm left with about 8 inches across the top. Now if I fold it in half, and I fold it in half again, and I fold it in half again. When I unfold it, at each of my crease marks, it would be about 1 inch. So I could use this to estimate my measurements. So that might be something you want to try. And the other piece that I thought you might want to try today is trying to figure out which net matches which object. So this is something else that we were doing in 6th grade. So I have 2 boxes that I have traced. One was pudding and one was some old candy canes that I had over on my shelf. And you could ask your child which box matches which net. And you can see that they are slightly different, but not too different. The big clue is this larger rectangle here, trying to figure out, ooh, this one is more like a square, this one's more like a rectangle. If I look at these 2 objects, which one is more square and which one is more of a rectangle? And that would be a good hint for figuring out which rectangular prism would match the net. So here's some ideas. Have fun with it. See you later.